All right, hey guys, good morning. We're gonna make some snickerdoodles here fairly quickly, really, if you have everything kind of set out. It takes a little while to measure things, but I have my helper here, Madison. She is adding in some butter. The really important thing, guys, is you start with room temperature butter. Can't emphasize that enough. If you're doing the creaming method, that's just the top thing you gotta do. You do not start with melted butter unless for some reason your recipe asks for that, which most of the time it will not, okay? She's adding that to our KitchenAid, and then she's gonna add the sugar. We're doing a double batch, so normally that would be 3/4 of a cup, but we have 1.5 cups in there, okay? Turn it on slow, and we're gonna cream that for a few minutes. And time to crank it up. Don't be afraid to actually get some air worked into there. Just gotta make sure that it's not cold butter or it'll jump out of the machine. All right, see, it's starting to get some air worked into it and it's changing a little bit of color, and this is the time when you want to turn it off and scrape down the sides. There you go. Really just scrape it down the sides so everything gets down in there and can get mixed in again, okay? Turn it back on again just for a few more minutes, and we really want to get that butter creamed. And then we're almost ready. All right, it's time to add the other liquids. We have a couple eggs here, cracked into a bowl just to make sure that you don't get shells in there, right? And then you're gonna add in some vanilla. We have some really good real vanilla. I think that adds a big difference. She's using just a capful. The recipe asks for a teaspoon or two, and we know that that's about right. Incorporate it. Nice and slow to start, and then you can crank it up. And then just like we did at the beginning, we'll scrape it down and really make sure it's incorporated. All right, so that looks really nice, and now it's time for the dry stuff. And basically all of it's together there. We have the cream of tartar, the baking soda, the salt, and the flour, and we're gonna go ahead and add it in there. We just don't wanna overwork it. So she'll dump it in there nice and carefully just so it doesn't get all in her face. Turn it on nice and slow until it's worked in. No need to rush it. All right, a lot of times liquid tends to stay at the center of that paddle, so make sure we turn it off here in a second and then we'll rush it through. Or a quick trick is to just crank it up real quick and it'll throw everything kind of out of the center. But we'll scrape it again real quick. All right, so we switched twins here, but the dough looks really nice. And what she's doing is actually a drop method where she's using a couple spoons and dropping it into the cinnamon sugar mixture, which is on the recipe. I'm gonna do about that size, keep them consistent. I almost always do 3 cookies down the short side and I go 4 lengthwise. So I should be able to get 12 cookies per tray. We'll show you what it looks like when we're there. All right, some of these look a little funky. This is my second tray. It's not gonna matter too much because they will spread out. So I'll show you what they look like as soon as they're done. All right, so these have been in there for just about 8 minutes. And I'm really looking for the center to lose the shine, which they're starting to do, and the edges to get golden brown. So we're really close. All right, this is the hardest part when they come out and you gotta let them sit for a few minutes. But these look great. They'll actually start to kind of settle or deflate a little bit and be that nice chewy cookie that you're